Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced, and this is part 4 of this build. We're going to be creating the remaining functionality to be able to delete and mark these to-dos as completed. So I'm not going to do a full-on edit because there's not really much to edit here as far as the to-do. Really all I want to do is just be able to mark it as completed. So we're just going to do this in a slightly different way than like a standard new update route or edit route. Because the particular user experience I want is that I want them to be able to just click a button and say it's completed. So here in the show button, I'm going to add another button, except I'm going to do it as a form. So form action equals, okay, slash to-dos slash, and then I'm going to just say slash complete, and then, we'll put the ID in there. So slash to-do dot underscore ID. And then again, I want to do that as a put method because I'm updating. So generally whenever you update, you want to do a put request. So I'm going to have to use method override because forms can't do puts and deletes. HTML forms can only do gets and posts. So the middleware is already installed in this template. So I mean, we can just go back and take a look at that. So the middleware is already right there. So that's ready to go. All we need to do here is make use of it. So back to our show.ejs and just say underscore method equals put. And then over here, just do like method equals post because you have to choose one or the other, post or get. Okay. And then this is just going to be one button. So input type equals submit. And the value of this input will be mark completed. Okay, and then that's that. But now I need to make this route because this route doesn't exist yet. So I have to go now make that route so we can mark. So let me go head over the server to make the route first. Okay, main routes dot put slash to do slash completed. Oh, actually, how did I write that? Show.ejs. Let me actually make it just to do complete. I see. Okay, server. So it'll be to do complete slash, and again we're going to pass in the ID of the particular to do, and we'll just use main controller, and we'll call it complete. That'll be the name of the method. So I'll go back to my controller. I have to add the controller method. So we called it complete. So I got to create it. Rec res. And what this is going to do is just like before, get the ID. So const ID equals rec.params.id. Const get the model. So to do equals rec.models.todo. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the to do find by ID and update. Okay, which first I have to pass it the ID, which will be this. Then I'm going to pass it the update, which is I'm just setting completed to true. Okay, and then what we want to do is make sure we send back, I think it was a new true. Yeah. And that's what's going to do is make sure I get back the new object in my response. Not that it really matters. And then I pass in the callback. So error, it's going to give me back the updated to do. And you guys know the drill. I'm going to just pass in this if else statement again. So if there's an error, it'll handle the error. If not, what I want to do is redirect back to the main page. Redirect back to slash. Okay. And yeah, so let's just try that out. Let's make sure that works. So eat breakfast, click on that, mark completed, or mark it completed. True is not defined. Oh, I did uppercase true. This is what happens when you use a lot of frameworks and a lot of languages. So uppercase true would be for Python, not for JavaScript, so we were more like that. So that's why it's complaining. True is not a Boolean property, so let's go back. ePractice, mark completed. And if I click on ePractice again, now it's completed. Nice. Now what I do want is I want it to show up as like scratch through if it's completed. So I do have a CSS style sheet because we've been using those partials. So all of our files have that head.ejs partial, which connects this CSS file that's in here. So I can go in here, and then if we go back to the way I did my index.ejs, I gave these a conditional class. So this completed class only shows up if the to-do is completed. So I can style that so that way I can say, hey, the completed ones show up differently. So I'll just go in here. I'm going to style the completed to-dos. Okay, dot completed, declaration or statement expected. Oh, because this is a JS file. I need to fix that. CSS. Okay, so if it's completed, what I wanted to do is just have like text decoration, and I wanted to have a line through. Okay, so now if I refresh the page, see Eat Breakfast has a line through because it has that class. If I go to Eat Dinner and I mark it completed, and see now it has the line through. Pretty neat. Okay, cool stuff you can do with like EJS. You can do conditional classes, conditional anything. Okay, cool. So now the next thing I want to do is make it where you can delete it to do. Okay, so we'll add another button to the show page so you can delete. So just like we did this complete button that completes the to do, we'll have a button that does deletes the to do. So delete to do, and we'll just make the URL to do slash. We'll just do it like that because it's going to be a delete request, so I don't necessarily need to get more specific. And then there we go. So now I just need to make that route. Okay. So we have these two buttons. And so first I'm going to go to server.js to add the route. Main routes.delete /to-do /id. And then it's going to be like main controller.destroy. Okay. Because that's referred to as a destroy route. So I'm going to head back to the controller and define another method called destroy recres const id equals rec.params.id const to do equals rec.models.to-do. Okay, and then we do to-do dot find by id and delete. I pass it the ID, and then that deletes it, but then I get the callback, so error, and it gives me back the deleted to do. And then once again, I will use the if statement that we've already written 1,000 times over. Copy that over. Cool, and let's see here. And then what I want to do is redirect the slash, so that's fine. Okay, so that's it. So now if I refresh the page, I go to, let's say, eat breakfast, and I want to delete it. There's delete to do, and see, now it's gone. So now you have an app, and again, all these changes are being made in my Mongo database. So if I go back here and I refresh, which will take a second, refresh. See, now there's only 2. There was 3, and I'm basically making these changes in the database as I go, which is really cool. So now let's go just do some styling to make this look a little bit nicer. Or, I mean, I theoretically could. I'm not going to. But now what I can do is I can push this up to Heroku. So do git add dot, git commit -m. Okay, completed CRUD on to-dos. Well, I forgot the closing quotation mark. And then I can do a git push origin main. That pushes up to GitHub. And once I push it up to GitHub, it's automatically going to go start updating Heroku because I set up that whole enable automatic deploys And that's the beauty of deployment. Like, that's that easy. We have this app deployed. It's on GitHub. It's out there. Okay, and we've done it all using fairly decent practices. Okay, we'll give it a moment. Click on overview so you can see it's like building right now. So it's in the process. It just finished. So now if I open up the application and see now it's live and I can see the same data and everything's working just fine. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that build. Just, go ahead and like have fun, add some more to it. Basically, bottom line, the pattern's always the same. Basically, if you want to, you think of what route you want to happen, what the route does. So then what we'll do is in the server.js, okay, in the server.js, we add the routes, and then you add a function to the controller to handle that route. And there you go. And then again, if we wanted to do it like APIs, we could do that here. So let's say I wanted to make an API route to get all the to-dos. So we'll do that like API routes dot get slash to-dos. And I will just do API controller dot get to-dos. Then I'll head over to the API controller, create that method, get to-dos, rec res. Okay. And then I would just do this. rec.models.todo.find. Just saving it to a separate variable. Find me all the to-dos, and then we do the callback if to-dos. I will copy that if statement from over here. Save myself the effort of rewriting the whole thing. And then just say that I want to res.json the to-dos. And there now I have an API route. So now if I run the server again, and I go to /API /to-dos, because all the API routes are behind /API. Oh, it was supposed to be slash. What did I write it as? So get to-dos, go back to server.js. /to-dos. Yeah, it was just /to-dos. Why did that not work? Okay, no work. API routes.get /to-dos /API /to-dos as a get request. So why you no work? Oh, because I'm still on the Heroku site. That's why. There you go. The Heroku site hasn't been updated yet. /API /to-dos, and so you get the JSON. Okay, so you can literally use that Mongo model will work whether you're doing API routes, rendering routes. Again, the routes don't really care what you're trying to do. It's just like you just have to send the response, and you can kind of organize this any way you want. So, yeah. My name is Alex Merced from alexmercedcode.com. If you enjoyed this series, please do like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Join the Slack community over there at devnursery.com. That's devnursery.com. And yeah, have a wonderful day. I'll see you all later.